Nobody expected SEAL Team 6 to show up, mostly because no one believed they were real. The acronym wasn't in any official database. The uniforms weren't regulation. The camo was see-through. And the mission? Not on any schedule. But when 6 women stepped off an unmarked helicopter at Valor Creek Forward Operating Base, synchronized, sunglasses on, heels clicking against hot tarmac, nobody dared ask questions. They moved like smoke, like attitude in formation. Their camo was made of some kind of breathable mesh, translucent, glitter-dusted, shimmer-reactive. But nobody said a word. Because underneath the mesh were cold steel rigs, modded utility belts, and holsters that somehow held both stun guns and perfume atomizers. The first one off the chopper wore a matte black nameplate, Agent Velvet Hammer. Below it, a patch stitched in faded gray thread. Stimulus package, active phase. Dissimilar asset, observe only. She didn't salute. She nodded, once. And the drone that had been hovering above Hangar 7 reoriented itself immediately, trailing her shadow like a loyal roomer. Valor Creek wasn't a fancy base. It was a recycle yard with airspace, sandbags, coffee that smelled like regret. Nobody was cleared for anything interesting until they arrived. They didn't check in, didn't pass through security, just walked straight through the checkpoint like it was a department store vestibule. A private reached for his clipboard, dropped it, never picked it back up. By the time they reached the operations tent, 3 guards had straightened their posture, 2 had saluted without being prompted, and 1 officer had changed his socks, visibly sweating. Inside the tent, a colonel paused mid-briefing. Velvet Hammer walked straight past him and dropped a USB stick on the projector. This is what happens next. She didn't explain. She didn't stay. The other 5 followed behind her like they were moving through velvet ropes only they could see. No one opened the file. No one deleted it either. By 0900, the chow hall had replaced the standard slideshows with a looping screensaver. SEAL operations, classified, observe and hydrate. Someone unplugged the projector. It turned back on by itself. They weren't on the base schedule, but they were somehow in every room. At the armory, one of them, codenamed Agent Napalmet, was seen applying clear lip gloss while casually leaning on an M249 SAW. That's not regulation, someone said. Nobody responded. But the armory sergeant approved it anyway. One walked past drone command. The feed auto-focused on her face. Not her heat signature, her face. Marquez, the intern, swore he hadn't touched the controls. She's not tagged. Then why's it following her? Maybe we're tagged. At 11:13, an HR rep tried to file a protocol violation. The form locked. The laptop restarted. The user profile was replaced with SEAL engaged VEX. By noon, behavior had shifted. 3 female cadets had redone their bun placements. 2 male officers started wearing cologne again. 1 cafeteria worker put rhinestones on her name tag. No one said it was because of SEEL Team 6, but everyone knew. A junior lieutenant approached one of them, trying to flirt under the guise of protocol. He cleared his throat. "Agent Hammer, is it? Can I?" She didn't speak. She smiled, like a war crime with lip gloss. He nodded and immediately walked into a parked Humvee. The windshield cracked, his pride shattered. No one helped him up. By 1400, command had reclassified their presence. SEAL Team 6, active phase, clearance, cultural weaponry. Nobody could define what that meant. but it was now in every SOP folder. At 14:32, someone tried to check their flight manifest. The monitor went black, came back on, displayed a single line of text. You already saw what you needed to see. The IT guy hasn't been to work since. By 1500, a drone technician started crying mid-calibration. He said he felt seen. At 1537, a general canceled a war game, citing environmental distraction. At 1540, someone asked if SEAL Team 6 had accomplished their mission. No one answered. But by 1541, the base power grid momentarily surged, and every hallway monitor displayed a looping video. 6 silhouettes in slow motion, wind, glitter camo, a synchronized wink, then static. By 1600, they were gone. No vehicle, no footage, no goodbye. Just 6 coffee cups in the break room, lipstick stains, unlabeled, a small stack of napkins that smelled faintly like rosewater and gun oil. The base psychologist started seeing walk-ins. The drone shut itself down at 1610. The last line in the day's log: SEAL Team 6 observed impact, unclassified. The document is locked, uneditable, flagged recurring pattern, do not remove. Part 3. Collateral Mystique. At 7:30 the next morning, a fresh pot of coffee brewed itself in the break room. No one had been seen entering. An ensign found his toothbrush missing. In its place, a lipstick tube marked Shade 6, Interference Red. Posters began appearing across the base, motivational, official-looking, laminated. No one claimed authorship. SEAL strength is silent. So should you be. Camo isn't for hiding, it's for redefining sight. You can't follow orders if you're still staring. A memo was found in the shredding bin, untouched by blades. It read, Pending. Ribbon recommendation. Operation Glamcast. Recipients. Multiple. Classification. Variable. By 1,000 hours, local wildlife behavior had changed. Crows gathered only on the rooftops SEAL had walked under. A stray cat followed one of the agent's old paths, then sat and refused to move. Someone filed a paranormal report. It was reclassified as atmospheric glamour. Security footage began playing backwards. Drones hovered but would not land. A base-wide update forced all clocks to display a new alert. Operation. Mirror glint. Status. Return inevitable. No one could turn the clocks off. And still, nobody knew what SEAL Team 6 had actually done. But morale was up, sharpened, aligned. A colonel remarked, "I've never seen the base this tight." The janitor just nodded and whispered, "They're not gone. They're just looking away." Part 4. Strategic Afterglow. 2 weeks later, recruitment was up 37%. Valor Creek, once a dead-end outpost, was now a preferred assignment. Troop behavior had shifted so dramatically that several generals flew in to study it. They found no paper trail, no footage, just one unauthorized addition to the base mural. 6 silhouettes in silhouette, glossed in reflective lacquer. No artist ever came forward. The drone that had once followed Velvet Hammer was shipped to a lab for diagnostics. It arrived without any of its recorded data, overwritten by a single encrypted file named 6_6_6.move. The file cannot be opened, but it does play audio. A 13-second loop of wind, heels, and a distant laugh that makes the neck hairs of Special Forces veterans stand on end. Valor Creek received a surprise shipment of advanced tech. Nobody requested it, Nobody signed for it. The invoice read only, "Reparations for interference. Initiate Vibe Containment Protocol, Tier S." The equipment is still in storage. Glows when no one is looking. A congressional aide visited the base. She wore nude heels and had a SEEL insignia pinned to her clutch. When asked if she had ever served, she smiled and replied, "Only in memory." A Pentagon analyst filed a summary report. It was redacted immediately, except for one line. Unconventional deterrence methods may be more effective than anticipated. Recruitment materials now include a blank page. Recruits are asked to describe what they think SEAL Team 6 does. Nobody writes the same thing. But every answer ends in a question mark. The form is still considered complete. Valor Creek's base motto has quietly changed. Fortitude through allure. The patch is optional, but everyone wears it, even the drones. If you saw them too, hit like. If you didn't, subscribe. They'll be back. Comment below with your last known coordinates. And remember, classified doesn't mean invisible. It means unforgettable.